Yo, welcome back to Media Mesh, where I give you my unapologetic opinion on everything from music, movies, news, reality TV, and so much more as we go down the rabbit hole all in 5 minutes or less. This is part 2. Man, I just couldn't even contain myself when I saw this article. I had to share it with my followers who subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Thank you. Now, let's get back to it. Just like I said in my videos the other day, the same people that take you up will ultimately be the same people that take you down. Kanye mentioned that obviously most of the business that he's been doing has been with a certain group of people. And he also mentioned that there's tons of other celebrities, basketball players, people that's in the mix of things, how they feel a certain type of way, but they don't say anything. If you look at it, all of these rappers and entertainers, they only say but so much. They're not really doing anything of value in the community. They're going as far as they're allowed to go because they know where their money comes from, right? And they know who not to say anything about. You could talk about anything and everything else, but when you talk about certain people in certain communities, you have major problems. So in part 1, we talked about Ari Emanuel is basically telling people not to work with him. Okay. His clients include Denzel Washington, Robert Downey Jr., and Oprah. So he's like a super, talent agent or whatever he does. But yeah, this is something that's like they want to be able to control your mouth, and they usually do a good job. So Kanye is way out of pocket. So this is like the beginning of the end, if not the end, unless he recants his statements and just be like, I'm just a black rapper, as he mentioned that he only gets, acknowledged as whenever he's on something. They always say the rapper, not the billionaire, not the fashion mogul, even though I don't like his clothes or his shoes. That's a whole nother story. But then, he just gets reduced down to the rapper. And now he's being too vocal. And so now what he was just talking about is that there's a secret group of people, they will remain nameless, that was shutting him down. And ironically, today we learned that there's a very powerful person in Hollywood, in the world of entertainment, who is trying to shut him down because he made some comments like, I don't know, whatever. The bottom line is, by the way, it's not even about the George Floyd situation, which now the family is suing for $250 million. So that's a whole nother story for another day. But this is about what they deem to be hatred and anti-Semitism. And it should have no place in our society. So I wonder how many people are really offended by what he said and what impact that's had on their lives. And as Kanye was pointing out, what about the impact that has had on the so-called black people here in America? Does anybody care about how black folk feel when we have to watch music videos of people creating a certain lifestyle that our young people are emulating? When our children are being cloned by the sounds and images and lyrics that talk about drugs, calling women bees, 304s, if you know what that is, just a completely negative narrative, a drill music talking about killing each other. That's well and good. That's all fine. Ain't nobody concerned about the bloodshed that's being had in the street, thanks to these rappers banging on wax and in the street. Nobody got a problem. Well, it's actually turned into a problem, to be honest, because now they're indicting rappers based off of their lyrics. So I guess it is, another good way to incriminate successful people, successful in the sense of making money. But no one's concerned about that. But you say anything about a certain sect of people, you got a problem. I think that's the biggest issue that needs to be addressed. We all need to take a step back and look at this for what it is. He's calling it out. And because he's calling it out, he's being shut down. It's very black and white, to use a term. Until next